I like that recommendation a lot because it kind of takes away the friction of trying new stuff.
Surprisingly, like, don't pick the foods that you want to try. I think it's good to have a general list of like, I know I want to eat ramen, I know I want to have sushi, I know I want to do this. But when you go into like a ramen shop, I would say like don't try to finagle and be like, oh, I want the Naruto or like the ramen that Naruto
Mm,
had, or I'm gonna specifically look for that. I would pick like the top rated sushi or ramen or whatever in the area, and then go in and ask the people what the recommendation is. And in Japanese, it's osusume. So like just go in and be like,
osusume.
osusume wa nan desu ka? Like what
Mm,
is the recommendation? And you will have some of the best food of your life if you just follow the recommendation. And this is because in Japan, especially for a lot of smaller like mom and pop shops, they have one dish that they are
that they
really
love. Yeah.
really good at making. They're just amazing at it, and that's what everyone comes to eat. And they might sell other stuff. You might notice other things on the menu that like looks good to you, but it'll be that one thing that they recommend that's like the thing that you should be eating.
Yep.
So and that's how a lot of shops work. And you'll go to like, if you want ramen here, you not all ramen is the same. Most ramen shops, unless it's a chain, have their own special thing that they do. So walk in and ask them what that special thing is and then order it, and you will have some like really cool experiences and be able to try some new stuff.
Yep. I think I had that exact experience in Kyoto. I was staying at the Hyatt that was in Kyoto, and behind it, maybe by like a block, right? It was basically behind the hotel. It was a small mom and pop shop with one chef, Masta-san, and then the mom was serving people. And the first night I went, I ordered yakisoba, and it was
Mm-hmm.
delicious because I like literally pointed to a picture and he made it for me. The next night I went in, I sat with another group of people who were English speaking, and they had gone up to him, and it's like they probably said that like what is it, oyas
Osusume.
osusume,
Osusume.
right?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably just like make whatever. And he made me my first okonomiyaki I'd ever had,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just top tier. I devoured it over like two different pints of beer,
Yeah.
and you don't. It's weird because as someone who we're foodies, like there are only certain things that I'm picky about, and it's
Mm-hmm.
usually like textural things that I can't do. But like I'll
Mm-hmm.
always try something,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like you lose, especially if you're visiting a different country that has very different foods than what we have here in the States a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Just embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
At least for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like try the thing. Don't say, "Oh, well, I'm going to go to Japan and I'm only going to eat chicken on a stick," which
Yeah.
is delicious, right? But
But yeah,
maybe
there's so
try
much more out there.
try a burger with some fish on it or something.
Yeah, I completely agree. And coming to Japan has made me a more adventurous eater, I will say, because I've never had a meal that misses in Japan. I've literally never had a single meal. Let me think about this. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a single meal. Oh, okay, I take that back. But okay, well, we'll get to that in a second.
Maybe one meal.
I've never had a single meal that didn't hit. That was like everything I've eaten here has been really, really, really good, and stuff that I didn't expect to like, I've ended up really liking. Like when I came here, this is maybe a really common experience for anyone who likes sushi, but maybe like American sushi, where like everything inside is cooked
Yeah.
and there's no raw fish or anything anywhere. When I came here, the only raw fish that I would really eat was like tuna or salmon, and that was kind of it. And I was just never really tempted by anything else. And coming here and trying what other people recommended for me has been such a game changer, because now not only do I know tons of different fish, but I really like them and like and eat them in a way that I wouldn't before.
Hmm.
And that's been really, really fun. Um so yeah, like just come and try. You know, most food in Japan here is really inexpensive as well. So
Yep.
you're almost never risking a lot by doing something, and just know that you can always this is kind of like, it is rude to like not eat your food. So if you
Right.
order something, kind of just sort of depending on where you are, know that you maybe shouldn't not eat it. But yeah, just you don't. No one's ever gonna force you to eat anything. You can try something. If you don't like it, you can leave it. And I will say, don't skip convenience stores because
Oh yeah,
oftentimes
convenience stores are
convenience
tops.
stores are a really good place to kind of try these things. So like
Hmm.
maybe you've never had, I don't know, what's like
Let's
unique.
just say like a steam bun or something, like a
Yeah,
bao.
maybe you've never had a steam bun before. You're not really sure. You can buy it. If you don't like it, you can just throw it away in the trash can there. You
Yeah,
don't have to eat it or
and
give
it's
it to one
also
of your friends or
inexpensive to
something.
try stuff like that.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the
And
big.
so
That's the kicker.
yeah, and that's a good place to go to just try stuff that maybe you've never like maybe you've never had soy milk before and you're curious if you're gonna like it. You can get a little box for like $1 at the convenience store and
Hmm.
give it a sip and see what you think and then just toss it if you don't like it.
I
There's
like
no
that
one there
recommendation.
that's like yeah, there's no one there that's judging you. So just I mean usually so,
Yeah,
so like
usually somebody's watching you. Like they're gonna finish that, they're gonna throw it away.
yeah
I like that recommendation a lot because it kind of takes away the friction of trying new stuff.
yeah
Where yes, it can like eating out can be expensive, even in Japan from back when I had visited back in my day. But it's like I was probably spending between $7 and $10 a dish on
yeah
average, right?
yeah
And that's for like a full meal, not just
mm,
like a snack or something like that.
yeah
Where now it might be a little bit more expensive, but I don't see it being that much more.
mm-hmm,
And even then, like if you don't like something, you're spending $7 to $10,
mm-hmm,
and you're on a vacation potentially. So it's not a huge deal.
right
But I did go to a 7-Eleven every day and I bought a bao bun. I bought a steam bun
so
because they were
good
like 75 cents.
yeah
I'm like,
how can you not
how can you not do this? Like
mm-hmm,
instead of getting the really crappy rolled hot dogs on a
mm-hmm,
griddle in 7-Eleven here, you can go get a steam bun. I'm like,
yeah
this is magical, and I literally did it just because of the novelty that I could do it.
yeah
And
yeah
so convenience stores, don't sleep on those.
yeah
I want to ask, what would be, let's say, because this is hard to think of one, your top two do's before
mm.
visiting Japan? Because we
Mm-hmm,
talked a lot about don'ts, which did have
mm-hmm.
some do's in there too. But what would be the things, like the two things you would say you should do while you're there
Mm-hmm.
and before you visit?
Um. Okay. Before you visit, I personally think the best way to travel is to. I think that it's good to have a little bit of a plan each day, like a general idea of what you want to do. So before you visit, depending on what city you're going to be in, I would pick for each day kind of the area you want to be. I would pick one thing you want to see in that area, one like can't miss thing, and I would pick one food you want to eat that day, like one kind of like food experience you want to have. And then when you get here, I would really recommend like in between doing those two must do things that day, you spend your time exploring and being spontaneous. And like as you're walking down the street and you come across like a weird store where everything like a weird like photo spot where everything is glued to the ceiling is upside down, like go in and have fun and like have a spontaneous
I love
memory
that.
there. So that's my best recommendation for travelers, and that applies for like any country. So before you go, kind of have that in mind. I would also, before you go, I would have your I personally like to camp in a city for like a week or something. So I know I'm going to be in Tokyo for 5 days. I would plan my like day trips out of Tokyo because those you need a little bit more foresight for. You
Hmm.
can't just be as spontaneous with those. So kind of know what you want to do if you want to do any kind of day trippy thing and know the logistics around that, like the opening hours, when you need to go, because you might need to do that, on a specific day as opposed
Right.
to just being able to wander around Harajuku and kind of explore it for the afternoon.
To piggyback off of that,
Yeah.
like you said, plan out where you're staying because, like a stupid 22-year-old that I made reservations in Tokyo, but not Osaka. So I just went from
Oh.
Tokyo and I was like, I'll just figure it out when I get to Osaka.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
That's
very,
an old school way of doing it. But
yeah,
it's,
I was
in this day and
very
age,
lucky that
Yeah.
I was able to somehow get a hotel room for one night
Yeah.
in Osaka, but I was there for 6. And so I just stayed in a capsule for 5 days after that.
Dang, dude.
Same
That's
capsule.
rough.
So yes,
Okay, so
plan those
I
things
think
out.
I will say too, Japan is a country of reservations. They
Mhm.
like it when you make reservations. They accommodate reservations. So if you are going to be a place that needs a reservation, make it before you come,
Mhm.
or make it like day one when you get here, because stuff fills up really fast a lot of times. And I will, if you're traveling with a big group of people, this is even more important. Like, you need to make sure that you kind of have that stuff planned and ready to go if you want a specific experience. If you're just gonna be bebopping around, walking around, enjoying, easy like little chain restaurants or convenience stores or just whatever's on the street, that's fine. But if you want like a specific dining experience, you need to make a reservation,
Mm-hmm.
100%. And if you want like a specific activity experience that requires like a ticket or something, make a reservation for that if you can.
Gotcha.
For sure. When you get here, I would say, first of all, just have fun. I think people get really stressed out by traveling, if I'm being honest, especially if you're trying to like sightsee and stuff. Don't take anything too seriously. Go with the flow. Every time I've traveled my whole life, I've done really strict planning traveling where I plan out every moment of the day. I've done no planning at all. I've done like a nice in the middle kind of thing. The times when you're just there and you're open to having fun and being present with your friends are way more meaningful than when you're trying to like hit everything on your list and stress out, because
Mm-hmm.
it always means that you and your friends are just sitting there on your phones trying to like plot your next destination, trying to figure out how to get from A to B. You waste time, people start getting crabby, and no one's having fun. So
Totally.
be open. Japan, and especially Tokyo, is just such an amazing place to explore. You're never going to go wrong. And if you just want to have fun and make some memories with your friends, just be open to letting stuff go and enjoying the moment and kind of being present.